Michael was born on April 3rd, 1981, and it was quite a surprise. Back then, you didn't do the amnios and all those things that told you that you were going to have a child born with special needs. So it was quite a shock, but we were informed within moments that there was something going on. They weren't sure exactly what it was, and it took about 9 months, I think, for us to get the information that he had a very rare metabolic disorder, and his life expectancy at that time was 2 years of age, which of course was unacceptable. As a parent, my husband and I knew that we weren't going to necessarily go along with that prediction. He was a very positive, energetic baby and had a lot of curiosity. He never fully developed in his capacity to walk. He was very intelligent, very communicative, had a great sense of humor, but he was wheelchair bound most of his life. Mike had a way of always making people comfortable with disability, because he was comfortable with it. He never saw it as a barrier, and not to say that it was easy. It was not an easy life for him, but he knew how to make the most out of it and how to enjoy life. Well, Michael had a great interest in sports, because when you're wheelchair bound, you're not obviously as active and able to do those kinds of things. But even within that, he was in Special Olympics through most of his life, and he did wheelchair races and basketball. He had a specialized basketball chair. Michael loved women, loved beautiful women, and just a real typical guy. And I think that's something that people often forget, that no matter what the level of the disability, they're still human beings with the same interests and desires that we have. And Michael really demonstrated that. I think he taught us all that just because I'm in a wheelchair doesn't mean I'm any less of a man. I have dreams, I have things I want to do, I have places I want to go.
I'm just like you, got ups and downs, I guess you do too. I may look different, but that's okay. We shouldn't judge by what we see. We're all different anyway, but what's real is how we feel.
One of the things that I had not anticipated was him moving into adulthood. You wake up one day and now you're graduating from high school, and he had a dream to move out of the house and live independent of his parents. That was not my plan, that was not my husband's plan. We never imagined that he would leave the house. And once he made the decision that he wanted to move outside the home, which was a great shock to my husband and I, we went down to the Agency for Persons with Disabilities to apply for those supports. Little did I know that the wait list was at that time, I believe, 15,000 people. So we had very little chance of getting those supports, but I thought, let's at least get on the list. I remember when Dr. Buckley called me, he said, "We would love for you and your family to be a part of our family." And that's just not even heard of. And so we went and met them and saw the home and looked at several other homes. And Michael sat in the kitchen in his wheelchair of that home and said, "I feel like I've lived here all my life, Mom." So I knew right then this is the home for Mike. So he was very blessed to live in that home and fulfill that dream that he had of living independent from us. It was a great opportunity. It was an amazing experience for him. Unfortunately, he didn't get to live that experience for very long. He had about a year in the home where he enjoyed that experience, and then his body started to give out. It wasn't too long after his passing that we began to get calls from other family members who were finding themselves in the situation of the similar scenario of, my son, daughter is 25, 30, whatever, and I'm starting to panic because I don't know what we're going to do with them. Once they're out of high school, it's almost impossible to find supports for them during the day. And in the meantime, I was contacted by Kingsley Ross, who is a lobbyist for Sunrise, and Kingsley and I go back, 30 some odd years, back to my early advocacy days as a young mother, and he suggested that I meet Les Leach and give Sunrise an opportunity to expand. Well, you know, God has a funny way of orchestrating things, because when I went down there and saw the operation, met the key players, Kathy Childs, Ken Oliver, Les Leach, and saw their homes, the caliber of their homes, really their vision for the organization, I felt that really I was being called to do something with them, and that this was an organization. If I was going to hitch my wagon to anyone, it would be this organization, because of their passion, their commitment, the solid infrastructure, and their willingness to continue to do battle for people with disabilities with a high level of integrity.
Sharon's background was evident to me because we had a mutual friend who knew of Sharon's former work, and when he told me the story and I met Sharon, I knew what she did for her son Michael, and the challenges she faced in finding the right service for her son. So I knew she understood the challenge very clearly. She didn't underestimate it. She engaged it, and she knows what has to be done. So we have faith in Sharon's work in this community, and that's why we went ahead with this home.
We've done everything we could with the colors, with the artwork, whatever we could do to make the home feel more like home. Because what I wanted was for Anthony or whoever came into this home to have the experience that my son had when he went into the ranch, to say, I feel like I've lived here all my life. Like, this is home for me. And we purposely did not do the decor in the bedrooms, because we want them to do their own rooms and bring in all that, you know, they want to make that room feel like it is their room, because it is. They're not renting here. This is their home, and you know, staff gets that as well. And I just feel really, really good about what we've done and where we're going. I think it can only get better from here.
No man's an island, so they say. I'll need some help along the way. I still need you.